Hello, most beautiful souls. It is always such joy to be in your presence. Thank you for attending to this video. Thank you for contributing your wonderful energy to our planet's ascension at this time. If you don't realize it, take a moment. Just go look in the mirror. Give yourself a kiss. That's right. Plant it on your cheek and tell yourself how beautiful you are. Because you may not be seeing in the moment, but we are. And if you're hanging with people who don't see it in the moment, well, maybe it's time to choose people who reflect the magnificence that you are. Today, we wish to speak of you, of what happens when you get what you want. Right? We're always like thinking, oh, I want to go for this or that. And what happens when you get it? Well, here's a little bit of a downer for you. You're already always getting what you want. But I don't want this. This is difficult. This is struggle. Well, a couple of things are going on. The first is that on a soul level, you set up what you would call difficulties or struggles as opportunities to really complete experiences that are not fully done. Remember, we keep saying clear, clear, clear those charges. The difficulty is embracing what it is that you're feeling. And then you do that. It's no longer difficult. And it may not be the most pleasant thing that you want, but then you go, no, I've created that. I'm a powerful creator. Now I'm going to create something better. So first of all, acknowledging that you are powerful and creating is very, very important, moving out of that victim role. The other thing is a lot of creation takes place unconsciously. You see, that's why the movement from 3D to 5D is as slow as some are complaining about it to be. Because if we went right to 5D and went right to instant manifestation, then all the unconscious stuff that has not been cleared would come up around us. And imagine the magnitudes of rubbish and garbage that would be created because we haven't done our work yet. So that's why we're speaking about what happens when you do get what you want. Because until you're very, very clear, until you're, have the initiation abilities, you've been initiated to be a saint or a sage and can just manifest a gem or a jewel in your hand or do Christ-like activities. And remember, he said, all this and more you too shall do. And you can then manifest the loaves and the fishes. So you're at that level, then you're also going to be bringing up the last little bits of things that need to be cleared when you create something. So the channel, Peter, had a beautiful, beautiful experience last week. His world basically got turned upside down. It was quite fun. He, because you watch these videos, he has this website where he goes and offers sessions to help people with their coach, to coach them up and also help them do processes and help them do that clearing. So he was interviewed by a beautiful person on the internet, and all of a sudden, every single session available on his website got booked for 6 weeks out. So he went from maybe 1 or 2 sessions a week to 15 or 20. And then because he's empathetic, he would do a session with people and say, okay, I see what's going on, but now we need to do a deeper clearing. And so he would book his weekends, spending that time helping people. And all of a sudden he went from just lounging around saying, what am I going to do, to I'm doing. And it's been tiring and exhausting for him. So he's going to have the joy of setting limits, and it'll be fun to see how that turns out for him. But we bring this up to tell you that you manifest and you get things, and then you may not be able to embrace them because there's still bits you're unclear of. And when that happens, the beauty is not that, oh, I didn't want this, or oh, this is too much. The beauty is, oh, I'm a powerful creator. I created this much. Now let me refine my skills. You see, you don't have to go from just being everyday person to, God status in your abilities. It's a journey. It's designed to be a journey so that you can be comfortable in your power. So in the case of Peter's creations, he's going to say, okay, I've created this. This is pretty cool. Now, how does this translate into what I really want in my life? Can I refine my creation? Ooh, I've experienced this. Many teachers will tell you that you can look at a creation and you instantly know what you don't want. And that's a beautiful starting point. But then as you climb up the ladder of your ability to create, instead of just saying, oh, I didn't want that, you can say, oh, well, this is pretty good, but how can I make it better? Mo better, please. He joked all week. He did many sessions this past week. And in half of them, he said, oh, yes, the most important prayer you can learn is thank you, more, please. In this case, it's thank you, more, please. And I'd like it in this way, please. Yeah. So now let's apply this to many of you who are watching. A majority of the sessions that the channel did with people last week, he was just stunned. He's like, why are these people coming to me? They have skills. Yes, they have skills. I mean, he met one person who boggled him in their ability. I mean, he can talk to spirit instantly and get download information. He can do that, but he never thought of what somebody was doing. They had a GPA, he joked, a global positioning angel. Literally, this person was in town and came to visit him. And so they didn't put the address in their GPS. They just said, okay, how do I get there? And spirit literally would tell them, okay, now turn over here. Okay, another block, turn on there. Okay, now you're getting there. Wow. Was his reaction. And our reaction is giddy glee of course. There's so much out there. What do you choose to use it for? What imaginative ways can you improve your life by being connected to spirit besides just it feels good? You see, he and his wife discussed it and came to the conclusion, which is a correct conclusion. The only limits on what you can do with spirit is what you think. We haven't been taught that we can do amazing things. Now, so here he was spending a week where more than half the people he was with had amazing skills, boggling to him in what they were doing. And they were just considering it normal. And yet they were hitting blockages. So there's a couple of lessons here. The first lesson is you are unique, and that's why you have your skills, and you should use them beautifully. Peter's skill at doing these blogs and helping people clear charges. That's what his website does. He knows that, and he's happy doing that service. You may not have that as your skill, but what is your skill? Are you using it? Yes, are you using it? A significant number of people that he worked with last week, he would ask them the question, you know, you got a pretty good relationship with your divine. How's your discernment? And he'd ask, can you muscle test? Can you download clear yes and no's about what's going on in a situation? Can you just see whether something's truthful or not? And when someone's speaking to you. And universally, those people who, when he asked this question, would all say, oh yeah, I can do that, but I don't really trust it. I got great skills, but I don't trust having them. And then you don't use them. And then you wonder why you create blockages, because what's happening externally is a representation of what's happening internally. I don't trust the divine letting me have clear guidance. So then I'm going to run into things in the world where it's not trustworthy and it's not what you choose to manifest. So you don't get out of it by going externally. You've got to start doing trust. But it's scary. Of course it is, which is why we say move charges, move charges, move charges. Then you literally have to take those steps. We contacted Peter many, many times in his lifetime, and it took decades before he would respond. And then when it was pretty clear to him that he knew he had a sense of things going on, he still put himself in a lower category of, oh, there's those channelers out there, but it's not me. So it took us another decade to break through. Then when it was so clear that what was going on, he still spent 6 months checking it out with friends and family because he didn't trust it. So that was his journey, decades, years, months. And then he went out there. And when he was interviewed in that big interview that created many people coming to see him, he was asked the question, well, what put you out there? And, you know, that's a pretty brave thing. And then when he met all the people who were watching these videos and asking him for help, They were saying the same things he was saying in his life. I don't trust it. So that's the biggest thing we want to tell you about getting what you want. You got to trust that what you're getting is indeed what you want, and you are the masterful creator of it. He plays the muscle test game with himself, and he started because the beautiful channel entity Cryon gave him information, and he said, practice with your food. Keep asking, is this the good thing to eat for my body in this moment? And now he can walk down the aisles of the grocery store and doesn't need to read labels. It'll just be flashing at him. Hope that one's good. This one's bad. Even when he knows he wants something and he's got 100 yeses in the past, he'll go up to the counter and, oh, that fish looks good. And then, we will tell him because he's connected with spirit so much. No, you don't really want that one. There was something in the water where it was farmed or where it was caught. You don't really want to be eating that. So he'll just go, oh, okay, not today, not that one. And so it's now, yeah. So he's marveling at the person who has, angelic GPS, and yet he has angelic menu selection. But you see, it was a matter of practicing it. And that's what this whole message is about. You have these skills. All of you have these skills. Even if you don't think you have these skills, you have them because that's the way reality works. The creation around you is of your creation. It is not victimhood. And if you cannot see that, then that's the first step, is to get out of the victim. Very, very early on, Peter understood this. He used to teach public speaking classes, and for some reason, he would always go deep on his students, right? Like you would not expect that from listening to these messages, would you? But we were with him back then, and he didn't know that. But he would sit there and say, on one end of a scale is 0, you're a victim. Everything happens to you and you have no control. And the other end of the scale, you're God, total creator. Where are you on this scale? So if you're below 50%, and we're not sitting there saying vanity, although, at a certain point, words and concepts like that don't make it right. If you're totally looking if you're totally looking that you don't have this, then you don't understand that you are not just here to serve God. You're here to be an expression and a creation of God. You are made of God's stuff. You are the 3D physical embodiment of what God looks like when its consciousness is focused into what you call yourself. Yeah, that's how big and powerful you are. So are you going to own that? And then it's like, oh, well, then show me what to do. No, that's the backwards formation. Many, many people would ask him questions. Oh, what should I do about this? Or what should I do about that? And the answer he always gets when he connects to their higher self, not just us talking, but their higher self, the answer he always gets is, what do you want to do? If we tell you what to do, you're just going to do it. And then you'll stay in the child role, and you'll say, I'm not big enough, I'm not good enough, I don't understand role. And you won't make choices, and you won't learn from the creation of the manifestation of those choices. So yes, make the choice. It's all okay what you do. It's all okay. There's no more right or wrong or bad anymore. It just, does it align yourself with your source? And if it aligns yourself with your source, then you'll know. A beautiful person asked him a question the other day and said, I'm not sure about this sovereignty thing about declaring. He was talking about how you just declare that you are sovereign and nothing, absolutely nothing can come into your consciousness that is not aligned with light and love and in service to the divine. And that's what Peter does. And so he never worries about wards or protection because it just knows he's the creator of his consciousness and his reality. And that's the law. And the person he was speaking with said, this word sovereign bothers me because does that mean I can do things to other people? And of course, that's just the mental interpretation we've had because you're not in connection. When you move into 5D and you move into oneness, you're connected with those people. So if you do something to it, you'll feel it instantly because you're doing it to yourself, and it's the perfect guidance system. That's why many entities who do control and want you to be victims are doing everything in their power to keep you from owning your power. Because once you get to that level of connection, you will instantly know and be able to feel the results of what you're doing with someone else or to someone else. There's no to someone else, but it's with them. So there you are. You're magnificent. You're powerful. We tell you that every week. And I want you, please. We want you, please. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself how powerful you are. And then start to own your creations. Step out of that lower end of the scale into the higher end of the scale, that you are a creator being. If you don't want to just own that you're made of God stuff and light sparkles out of your eyes, which it does, then at least, move towards it. The co-pilot thing is a beautiful thing, you know. Seriously, it's a beautiful analogy, God is my co-pilot, but understand who's still driving the plane. That's you. And understand the only reason you use that analogy is because you're not yet comfortable in owning your creative abilities and asserting, I have these skills. I will use these skills. I don't need to be afraid of these skills. I will trust these skills. And then you're the pilot of that plane. And then God's no longer the co-pilot. God is imbued within you, because that's the God stuff that you are expressing as your unique, beautiful, conscious personality and this beautiful body. Yeah. So go be a God today, because you are. Trust yourself, because you've got it. Yes. And then celebrate what you create, even if it's not what you think you want. It's another way of narrowing. Because as you create stuff, and when we say narrowing, we mean moving towards what you truly want, which is your connection and your expansion. If you're not getting the results you desire in the moment, then it's, I need to look inside, right? I need to look inside and see if there's still blockages. And then when you get the result, here's the funny part. After a while, it won't be that big a deal. So $1 million drops on your lap and you jet set around the world and stuff. And then after a while, when you're conscious, you'll get bored with it. What's the saying that they joke about on your TV? Another shitty day in paradise. People get bored with it because they don't make the consciousness leap. You get this stuff and then you're complete and you do something else. And at a certain level, it'll just be service because you'll be connected to everybody else. But until you're complete, just do what makes you happy. There's no right or wrong anymore. There's only the internal guidance. And there's no mentality of, I have this and somebody else is going to starve. It doesn't work that way. We're all powerful creators, and it's an abundant universe. There's enough for everyone to create whatever they want, because that's the nature of it. And if you still have your blockages, your feelings, then we're here to tell you, that's the initiation. That's the lesson you're learning. Clear it, move it, ascend. You're so powerful. You're so beautiful. We love you so much. Share that love. Hi, I'm Peter D. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're all doing our best we can to help humanity ascend. Please share your comments below. It's important that other people hear that these experiences are happening with everybody. So let us know what's going on with you in relationship to this topic. And if you can, please like and subscribe to this video. It'll help the YouTube algorithm send it out for more people to see. Stay blessed. You are so magnificent.